Oh, that's spectacular.
With the
Oh,
caveat that that model is post-modernization, so you're supposed to see some features on here you're not going to see there. If you look, you'll see some of the 1.1s are gone and the vokers are there. So, but the basic structure is definitely the same.
yeah, we didn't see those. Huh, that's great.
Yeah, built out nice model.
Frank was just showing us a beautiful 3D model of the Astoria, and that's very helpful to try to orient where we are. There's the degaussing wire. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so the and the degaussing wire, I assume, was something put on to reduce the magnetic signature of the ship.
That's correct.
We saw that on NA 156 in the submarines too. They each had a degaussing wire around it. Was a shell hole.
Yep.
And
This looks
that's
like the the
the
catapult
catapult
pedestal.
pedestal.
Got something just to starboard.
Thank you.
And a crab. Noel, are you the animal expert? Are these corals of some sort?
Sponges and tunicates.
Sorry,
Huh?
one moment.
Sponges and tunicates. That's
Okay, sorry, I was making some notes for a video.
okay. I was just asking what that extensive growth on the outrigger, that frame that's coming off the. But we're beyond that now. It kind of looked very coral-like to
Yeah,
me. But
yeah. Try to take a look in the imagery.
so we should be coming up to where the funnels
Just a shambles.
would have been. Yeah. So this have been the hangar area.
Yeah. Aircraft handling area. The hangar structure was slightly aft of the
After that,
pedestal.
yeah.
So Frank, we've got, you know, these plates in the damage reports that we're looking at, or that scientists ashore in the chat are looking at, and we're noticing that not everything aligns with what we see in the damage report, or there's the other shots. Can you tell me a little bit more about what some of these reports are based off of, and is it common to see differences in the actual wreck site than what we would expect?
Yeah, these reports are compiled by
You might have
survivors
something coming
after
up
the
above
action.
you.
So, you know, you're trying to remember something after the event, and, you know, the chaos of battle sometimes.
Yeah,
It's not
just overhead.
surprising that some of
It's
the
on
stuff
that.
that
Watch our
you know,
delta
was
here.
reported wasn't accurate, and some things that weren't reported
Thank you.
turned up showing up. You know, they tried to piece together the whole action from start to finish. Some better way to learn from it, but you know, at the base part of it, it's human recollection at that point.
Yeah, I had a very interesting experience many years ago, and I was asked to
Here
sit.
comes one of the 5-inch
Now
20
the,
foot highs.
I
Look
was
how
asked to sit on a thesis committee of a student looking at the failure of torpedoes in the early part of World War I, the U.S. torpedoes, and At that time, my thesis advisor was still alive. It was a submarine captain from the Second World War. And there were many other submarine captains who were alive. And there were all these questions the student was trying to ask. And I said, well, why don't you just speak to the people who were there, you know? And the rest of his thesis committee, the historians, just jumped at me and said that that's not the way we put history together. It's not from human recollection. It's from the written reports.
Yeah. When I first started at the Naval, what was called Naval Historical Center at the time.
15 meter, bearing 083.
They had just completed an exhibit on some weaponry, handheld weapons from Vietnam. And one of the curators was telling me about a very valuable lesson they learned. One of the pieces they were displaying, they got the information from the manual that had been written to support it, but they found that the soldiers who actually used it online or in the field and all that, pointed out all the things that were wrong in the manual, saying that it had never achieved that rate of fire or whatever, and so they had to we had to go back and redo the exhibit text and all that. So it was a very valuable lesson that you really should talk to the operators on these things, as you just said.
Some great comments from our outside observers. Seth says 20 guys are all bound to say something different, even if they were in the same spot.
Yep.
And Jonathan did his thesis on submarine warfare in the Pacific. And as he said, U.S. submarine captains had some real words about the Mark 14 torpedo, I can imagine. Yeah, and I know my thesis advisor did.
It's amazing just just the shambles.
Totally. It's amazing.
Do you think this was, because there were many fires on this ship, correct? Do you think this is partially due to any fires or explosions?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that this part of the Vincennes was much better preserved, and it was after that where things were all in a shambles. And
but each of the three had a major fire midships.
The fire eventually did reach the ammunition magazine, and that's probably what we're seeing here.
Move 20 meter, bearing 072.
The after-action loss report on the vessel does mention that when they attempted salvage, the fires were still raging below deck, and they began hearing and feeling explosions as ammunition was starting to detonate, and that began to. So when they realized they weren't going to be able to save the vessel.
No. And Jonathan says that the Astoria suffered severe detonations of the 5-inch powder hoist shortly after she sank. And that. And once again, just like the Vincennes, the bow separated, and you were telling us yesterday about that was a structural weakness in this design.
This is an interesting item here. Some kind of winch or something?
That looks like that what we identified on Vincennes is like one of the liners.
Yeah, the funnel liner, the thing standing upright, and I don't know what's sitting over the hatch.
I don't either.
Because yesterday our expert said that pole must be the structure poking off the side seen in the sonar earlier. Yeah, it is. But the shiny stuff is the funnel liner, because I think that was made of stainless to stand up to the heat. Although I don't know if
It's like a ladder.
a ladder sitting on it here. But I think that's what kind of convincing that's probably what that is.
Can you look up with your camera a little?
Yep.
Just tilt up.
Tilting up.
Wow.
Got nothing above you. Some off to your starboard.
Yeah,
Is that another crab?
this is such a mess. Wow. Wow. Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the white balance didn't take tests.
I know, I'm not quite sure why, but I asked data to log it, so.
Say again?
I asked data to log it, so it's totally okay.
Yeah, look,
But it is weird.
it doesn't look very good.
Is that something we want to redo, or
Yeah,
are we
I don't know.
committed?
The main HD is just, it's a little,
Okay.
I don't know if it's the lighting changes we did or what, but it's definitely drabber than
Yeah.
last time.
Still have a handful of lights that are off right now, so if you need
No, those are,
ambient behind you.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what happened.
Bridge nav.
Is that a davit of some sort? Or?
Move 15 meter, bearing 060.
I'm sorry, I was distracted. What are you pointing at? That curve thing?
This curve thing. It was a davit look to me, but it's really
It's
hard
too
to
thick
tell.
to be a davit.
Yeah.
we have a forward gun on our starboard side here. So I'm going to come up kind of high, Mike.
Yep.
This one of
A little bit on the stretched out side, so
is that a machine gun or a?
Okay.
yeah,
Can,
just
Jay, can you adjust that a little?
you should be fine, but
Yeah.
just to let you know.
tall.
Bridge nav, can we hold station here?
Not
Zoom
getting.
in.
Yeah, zooming. Camera. This is
Okay, thanks.
yeah.
Holy crap. Good Lord.
Yeah, it comes out a little bit more to your starboard side. It looks.
All right, stay zoomed in.
Yep.
So we're in this area here, I think.
Mm-hmm. Now these are the two towers we saw here.
Wow.
Jeez.
What is this?
Frank's thought is that the armor tubes that service the forward gun and AA directors.
Yeah,
You look clear.
looks like the director's gone.
But
Something comes off that port side rail. Something coming up. It looks like you got a wire.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, it goes up higher.
backing out.
Yep, backing out.
Can you pull up a picture of the Astoria?
Good eye on that, Mike. Thanks.
Yeah.
Zoom in. So maybe I think we're in this
Up
area.
That's
in,
gonna be
up
a
in here, yeah,
problem
but the
for
superstructure, it might be this
Yeah.
itself, but the superstructure seems to be all gone around it,
Yeah.
and there should have been
I'm
a.
gonna back out.
Yeah.
Quite a ways
What are
here.
these guns here?
Yeah, you got some line trailing off
Third
of
one,
it.
third two, and is that?
I'm gonna divert here and take a look, try and see what this, how high this line goes, because it'll affect us if we're doing a center run.
Am I good here, or do you need me
Yeah,
to
just
come
stay
back
there.
your
Yep,
way?
yep. Just stay there
Gotcha.
for now. Mike, just come up and match.
Yep, coming up with you. Come on.
1, 2, what's that?
Oh,
Looks like
shit.
another.
Wow.
set of
Yeah, it
guns.
looks like a long one.
Shit. Shoot, excuse me.
You can see how tight, looking at that picture, you can see how tight of a design this was.
Wow. This cable is a
Yeah, so
problem.
what's happening is Hercules is being brought up to explore this cable that's floating in the water column, which is a great hazard for ROV.
Yeah.
Bridge nav.
Yeah, coming up. Coming up. Coming up. Coming up.
Move.
Coming up.
20 meter. Bearing
Yep, stop.
172.
It's looking dead straight down.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can. Give me 1 second. Bridge nav. Move 15 meter. Bearing
Look in the aft cam.
200.
Not wrapped in it yet. Okay. Right, it looks like we're backing away from it.
And that's 15 meter.
Yep.
Bearing 200.
There it is. Starting to look down and forward. Okay, looks like we're coming out and away. You want me to watch it? Okay. Auto heading is now off. Yep. 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 Delta's at 4-3. Looks like I'm getting clear of it. Yep. I got visual on you. Back to auto heading.
Okay, for those outside, what we ran into was a cable that was extending up into the water column. This is a great hazard for particularly a two-body ROV system. And so the pilot carefully maneuvered back and away from it. And now they're getting reset. Now that we know where it is, at least that one, we'll be able to maneuver around it. Yeah. All right, everybody take a deep breath. Well done.
Yeah, a little tense situation there.
Okay, so your plan now is to back around, come the other way?
Jake wiggled us out of that problem perfectly there. So now we're going to approach the wreck again,
Nice.
away from the line.
And hope there are no more.
I think Dr. Ballard is going to go grab me some new pants.
Okay, coming down on you.
There we go. rotate in and push head.
I think we're pretty far off of it.
Good work up there, team.
Yes. Okay. All right, I'll drive. I'm going to drive towards you a little. How's our wraps? Oh, we got to take wraps out too.
Frank, are we expecting, did the Astoria take any torpedo hits that we know of, or mostly just?
I do not believe so. There's no
No?
mention of it in the
Okay.
after action
Interesting.
loss report.
Can we, is there a way, can you send me up here? Thanks.
Okay, so as we're maneuvering to get back towards the wreck, let me explain that we are diving on the USS Astoria, 175 meter New Orleans class heavy cruiser. That's about 578 feet long. She was sunk during the Battle of Savo Island, August 9th, 1942. And one of three sister ships, the Vincennes that we visited yesterday, the Astoria that we're at now, and the third is
the Quincy.
The Quincy, which we'll visit later.
Next.
All right, I got 10 meters to the bottom.
She's at a depth of about 855 meters. And we started with a sonar survey that kind of gave us the lay of the land in terms of its orientation, protrusions and things like that. We then moved in close with the cameras for a visual survey starting at the stern. And we worked our way from the stern to about 2/3 up the vessel. And a few minutes ago there was a large cable, and it's a good question why that cable was rigid, as if it had any thoughts about that up front?
There may just have been a giant, it may not have been part of the wreck. It might have been
something else
Yeah,
caught
it
on
looks
it.
like netting
float
line from
Yeah, so
netting.
It's possible.
Yeah, so there could have been a float on it or something, but a cable or line like that is a real hazard to particularly a two-body ROV system, and so our pilots very deftly maneuvered away from it, got to safety, and we're now maneuvering back, hopefully avoiding that, and continue on with the survey.
Yeah, we'll just do that. And then we'll wrap around the back of the boat and do the port side.
So Frank, as we're reapproaching the wreck, we said that the Astoria was lost in the Battle of Savo Island along with several other of her sister ships. Can you provide a little more of an overview about that battle and how that fits into the mission here at Guadalcanal?
Sure. Operation Watchtower, the landings on Guadalcanal took place on August 7th, and the Japanese response. The Japanese response was immediate. A Japanese admiral named Mikawa formed a group of cruisers and destroyers, and they came down what would become known as the slot from their bases north of here. And the U.S. and Allied forces that were landing were being protected by two groups of forces protecting the areas around the transports. One was to the south of Savo Island and one was slightly to the east. Mikawa approached the southern unit first, and the cruisers there were USS Chicago and HMAS Canberra. The third cruiser that would have been part of that screen was Canberra's sister ship, HMAS Australia, but that was the flagship of Admiral Crutchley. He had departed the line earlier to attend a meeting with the Allied commanders in the area and did not return. And shortly after midnight, Mikawa's forces entered the channel, or entered the sound, inflicted serious damage to both Chicago and Canberra. Chicago would survive, kind of left the battle scene. Canberra drifted through until the next morning. Mikawa then turned his ships towards the northern group, which was Astoria, Vincennes, and Quincy, and they had not been notified by the southern group that they had been attacked by a Japanese force. So again, Mikawa took the three ships by surprise, and it became one of the worst defeats in U.S. Navy history. So all three of the cruisers in the northern group, Astoria, Vincennes, and Quincy, were sunk. Vincennes and Quincy sank fairly early after the battle ended, but Astoria remained afloat until the next afternoon. And I believe Astoria, it was either Astoria or Quincy, I think it was Astoria, got off one good hit, which did hit the Japanese flagship, Shokai, and one of her gun turrets, and disabled it. So.
Starting to stretch out and pull
Much
me.
was learned from this battle, dissecting this battle after action.
I can imagine.
From failed communications and just a poor strategy. And not the communication issue is probably the biggest lesson learned.
All right, Delta of 8.
Yeah, I think.
So what we're doing now is maneuvering back to the stern. We're going to go around and start the visual survey on the other side, the port side. We've been on the starboard side, and that's again to avoid that cable that blocked our way forward on the starboard side. But we can, once we get around the stern, we'll come and start the survey on the port side and work our way forward and hopefully come back around and be close to where we left off.
I think when we get to the stern and we get our spin out, I'd like to try to re-white balance.
Re-white balance, yeah. I think that makes sense.
Will do. That sounds good.
So I think
yeah, that's. It's like, that's the worst. And it's like you like, huh, oh, here's the line. Okay, well, let's back out a little. Oh,
And
just
just
keep
kept going.
And it's like, oh, there it is in Atalanta's camera.
Yep.
It's coming closer and closer. It's terrible.
We have an online question about radar. Radar was still a fairly new technology, and commanders were still learning how to use it. Some of the ships that took part in this campaign had a more advanced version called an SG radar that, again, they were still learning how to use it. The older version was called an SC, which is what some of these cruisers had. But in the southern group, Chicago, USS Chicago had radar, but for whatever reason, her commanding officer was fearing that transmitting it would reveal his position. So he only allowed them to operate it for like 1 or 2 sweeps, every like half hour or so. So,
oh, Lord.
Radar was a distinct advantage, but it was an advantage that the Americans kind of threw away because they didn't use it.
Oh,
but they did learn from these battles the importance of that, and
I think I read that, I forgot which skipper it was, but he chose his flagship to be the Chicago, which didn't have the new radar on it. He chose it because, well, maybe no, it was the San Francisco. That was it,
right.
The San Francisco, and he chose it because it was his hometown, and the nostalgia of that. But,
yeah.
but actually was at a disadvantage by not having the radar on the San Francisco.
Yeah. The cruiser that had the best radar suite during the early Guadalcanal campaign was USS Helena.
And there was also one of I think he eventually became an admiral, who actually was a radar expert. I forgot the name, but he was quite a student of radar, and originally of just all kinds of artillery calculations and stuff like that.
It could be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
one of the lessons that did come from this battle, though, was the need to not only gather information but process it and disseminate it among the crew, so that the weapons could be best utilized. And that was kind of the beginning of what we now call a combat information center. And that helped kind of prevent some of the confusion and chaos that was evident in these early battles.
Yeah, several people have commented it was Admiral Lee was the radar expert.
Ching Lee?
Oh, Willis.
Willis Ching Lee was his
Ching Lee, yeah, that was his nickname.
And he, of course, would play a prominent part in the coming battles.
What do you need?
Borrow your bubble cam when you're done.
In his group, his flagship was USS Washington.
Yeah.
What do you get?
His flagship was USS Washington, and of course, he played a major part in the climax when Washington and South Dakota engaged a Tokyo Express, as they called it. And Washington was instrumental in destroying the Japanese battleship Kirishima.
Yeah, and as Frank mentioned on the chat, Admiral Lee was not only a radar genius, he was also an Olympic gold medalist in riflery.
The noted naval author Paul Stillwell just wrote a book about Admiral Lee. It's a good read.
So there were, I know of two at least admirals that lost their lives in the
Admiral
battle.
Callahan and Norman Scott.
Right,
Yeah.
Scott and Callahan.
They both lost their lives on the November 12, 13
No.
battles. Callahan was killed on the bridge of the USS San Francisco, and Admiral Scott was killed on the bridge of USS Atlanta.
Good for
And
them.
Admiral Scott had been the leader of the second battle where there was a decisive.
He was the leader of what became known as Battle of Cape Esperance.
Right.
And there's, speculation, maybe he would have probably been a
left a little bit?
better person
Could you move
in
us to the
charge
left a little bit so just the
rather
white
than
is
Callahan, but
is the white
Callahan
is full
was
frame.
a few days senior to him.
Yeah.
But it's not to impugn Callahan, but Scott had more experience in the battle area, and he had actually led a force at night against Japanese destroyers. So he might have been a better choice, but wasn't meant to be.
No.
Is there any way to get the white?
The Navy tradition is seniority, promotion.
Is there any way to get the white?
That's it? Okay. I can try and bring it closer. That's all I got. Is that okay?
Yes, that should work. Thank you.
Is it all done?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Give me a second. Thank you.
Let's get your turnout. Let's do the spin first before we do the gauges.
Okay. Roger, I'm done with gauges.
Okay.
All right, going for spin. Okay. Going to starboard.
White balance is good.
All done?
Yes,
Okay.
done.
You good for me to keep going?
Just get your
wrap out.
Your wrap out. Yep.
Data, could you make a note that we white balanced?
What?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Ben, we have a greeting for you from Jess.
Oh, it's my wife.
Well, there.
Yeah, she's actually out on Falcor right now.
Oh, excellent.
We'll see if she witnessed your hero action, avoiding the cable.
And she took our multi-beam course in Hawaii.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, she loved that. That was awesome. And it paid off. She got the job.
There you go.
Yeah, she's awesome.
It's the completion of my turn.
Okay. Azimuth out. I'll go up. Form roll. Nope, other way. Okay. All right, let's get the ship set up. I guess we'll bring Atalanta back here and just do the same up the side, huh? Absolutely, yep. I'll come out of XY, sorry. Like, oh, yeah, that. All right, turn the lights off there. Gotcha. All right, I got visual.
Okay.
Hey, Tess, is the iris up all the way? There we go. I guess it doesn't have to be up all the way, but it's just a little dark.
So we have a question about the bearing of the vessel on the seafloor, and if I'm looking at a north up picture in HIPAC, it would be about 040, something like that. Would you agree?
Okay, coming down to you.
Okay. Man.
Jacob, is that, you think that's right? 071, really? Okay. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So 071 is the bearing. We had a question from a young person in Colombia who's quite interested in what we're doing and asking what should they study to kind of get into this. So go around the room. Noel, what did you study?
I am a marine ecologist by training, and I did not study the deep sea. I studied shallow water coral reefs for many, many years before taking the deeper dive, I suppose.
But it is a science background.
Is a science background, yep. And also a bit of a mapping and geospatial background as well.
Yeah.
So.
And so my background was geology, geophysics, and then more into the engineering, ocean engineering type side of things, and again, focus on mapping.
My background is mostly history and learning from my archaeologists that are on staff who are constantly trying to instruct me on their.
And I suspect in the front row, we have mostly engineers in the engineering background.
That looks like a, going back to the wrecks for a minute, that looks like a entry hole right under the ship's name.
Right.
Smaller than the one we saw in Vincennes.
Also, my background is geology.
Really?
In the front row, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
I had a concentration in hydrography as well.
Okay.
So.
Well, you were at College of Charleston.
Yeah, I was.
The Beams program.
In the Beams program.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what college was that?
The College of Charleston.
Charleston.
What year?
I graduated in, shoot, I should know this.
I graduated from College of Charleston May of '92. That's why I was asking.
Could we get lasers on for a second to look at that shell hole request from shore?
Yeah.
The one that's just below the nameplate there.
Coming back.
Yeah.
Looks like it's about 10 centimeters.
I'm sorry, what did you say, 10 centimeters?
10 or 11. Yeah.
Talk about the accuracy of gunners. We saw that yesterday with the Vincent with the very large shell hole right also in the aft end there. And you know, that if you talk about the profile presented to hit the vessel on the fantail like that, that's in this case the beam of the vessel is only 18 meters.
Yeah.
I think with the Vincent.
Remember, this battle took place at night, so the Japanese had trained for this type of scenario, and they truly were masters at that art of night fighting at that time in the war.
Yeah, and as we talked about yesterday, they had no radar at all. It was all optically done. But with Tess, we left you out, the videographer. What was your background?
I studied aquatic biology at UC Santa Barbara.
Aquatic biology, okay, but you drifted into communications and videography?
Yes, I had an emphasis in documentary filmmaking.
Ah.
And Tess is a very recent graduate. Congratulations, Tess. So she just graduated, what, 10 days before coming on the ship?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Something like that?
Talk about stepping into the breach.
I'm excited to be here.
Taya, do you want to? Why don't you talk about looking to the future?
Got to be on. I have a lot of different plans. I'd say I'd mainly like to focus in physics in the future, but I would love...
Did you say physics?
Yes.
The perfect word.
But I also love, you know, biology and anything to do with marine life and the ocean. So if I found a way to combine those, that would be ideal.
That's, to me, I mean, you had the perfect answer, because if I were to do it all over again, I said I was a geologist, but then I went into geophysics. And the more I learned about physics, I realized that this is what explains everything and what can be applied to everything. And I wish I had started actually as a physics major. And I think with a background in physics, you can do almost anything. So I think that's wonderful.
Hey, Jacob, somebody online commented anonymously that, quote, Jacob graduated in 2024, LOL.
You've got a fan club?
You're being watched.
Uh-oh.
Let's come up on Delta. You're coming right over top of me, so we'll just stretch her out a little.
Yep. Going up. Zoom out, you can see the
football.
football.
Okay.
Yeah,
Too.
sorry.
No worries. Yeah, okay. But yeah. Yeah, my background was electrical. I just started out as a simple electrician long time ago.
A simple electrician.
Simple electrician. And then you find your way into these weird places.
I actually started as a shark biologist. And
look at you now.
Moved into basically, vessel fabrication, and kind of just found my way this way.
It's always such a roundabout way. But there is, like, if you're looking to be a pilot, or a marine technician, there's the MTS, the Marine Technical Society, has a lot of resources for that. And that's actually how I got into this 15 years ago on this very vessel in the Mediterranean.
With an internship program?
With the internship program, that's right. Yeah,
no, we should say, the Nautilus and I think even the Okeanos Explorer both have internship programs. And they're, at least on the Nautilus, I can say the internships are in various fields. So you can be a mapping intern, you can be a video intern, you can be a communications intern. Is that about it?
Ocean sciences interns. We've
Ocean
got
sciences, yeah.
people running the data on the ship.
So that's a nice opportunity. I know we've had many students from our lab go on both vessels.
Let me know when you're ready, Jake.
And NOAA's doing something different now, particularly for the mapping component. They're actually having training cruises.
Oh, cool.
Where they're taking people from Charleston, from our lab, from another students, specifically to be trained in multi-beam data collection and processing.
Okay.
So I think it's on the vessel Nancy Foster.
You may want to give us another like 5 meters or so from. The current is definitely going from north to south. That's okay.
Okay, so the question came in: do we have interns for history? So I'll turn to Noelle, our science lead.
We don't have a set history track for our internships.
It's an interesting interesting comment.
That's more because I think a lot of times our expeditions don't have as strong of a historical component. You know, this expedition is unique in that sense. I mean, I think they all would benefit from that context very much so, but
I mean, we do have a cultural intern, certainly, to try to have closer ties to the area we're working in.
Yep, exactly.
But you're right that the really historic or history-focused cruises are few and far between. Most of them are.
Filter's going quick.
But we might think for those cruises to think about a position like that.
Absolutely, and I will say we have we're sailing with one ocean sciences intern for the first week of this expedition. His name is Bill Fallon, and he's been wonderful, and he has extensive knowledge on some of these shipwrecks and the naval history in particular, and so we've definitely been benefiting from his knowledge and expertise.
Well, he comes from a heritage of naval history. His grandfather is Admiral Fallon, was quite a senior admiral in the U.S. Navy.
I wondered if he was related to Admiral Fallon.
And Admiral Fallon has been a very strong supporter of the Ocean Exploration Trust.
He's also involved with plans for the new National Museum of the United States Navy.
Oh, really? Okay, good. Okay, we're all set up and coming back now to start our video survey, this time down the port side of the USS Astoria.
Gotcha. You're muted.
Tess, can you give us a little iris here? Oh man, it's not, yeah, that's okay. I think I like the lighting beforehand.
I know it still does.
It's just washed out.
Yeah. I can open the iris more. It just seems a little overexposed when I do that.
It's totally, it's the lighting.
So here's, again, one of the anti-aircraft guns.
Yeah, 1.1 inch. There's the propeller.
Ah, okay. We didn't see the propeller on the other side. It was blocked by the
she's kind of tilted a little to
catapult.
starboard. Looks like that's the rudder too, possibly.
Yeah, yeah. I would agree that that's.
Ugh. Oh, hold on.
Just washed out.
Huh?
Just washed out.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me switch some lights here. All right, let's try some iris. There, let's try that. Okay.
So blue.
Bridge nav. Move 15 meter, bearing 069. Thank you.
Would there have been 4 props on these cruisers?
Yes, they were quad screws.
Quad screws.
So 2 starboard, 2 port.
Yep.
And then the
Were they-
rudder. Okay.
How were they spaced, you know?
2 on the port, 2 on the...
At the exact same
Yeah.
position. Okay, so
Yeah.
two like that.
I believe they were 3-bladed props. They would come up to the gun turret again.
So this would be turret 3 then.
Turret 3.
Correct.
This video is awful.
Yeah, the quality's not quite what we had the last time.
No.
So that looks like the second screw.
Yeah, and that's the,
I gotta
the
try
propeller
something here.
guard there.
Or is it? Yeah,
Is
the
that better?
propeller guard. Not
Well,
really.
well, what's good for this one is bad for everything else.
Yeah.
Well, which is the most important camera
I don't know.
from putting the photogrammetry together?
I mean, it's not even great for that one. There's so much backscatter on that one.
Yeah, scattering.
There's a bunch of shell holes on the turret there.
Looks like some structure collapsed, or I don't know. I wonder if this is the bow.
I think that,
Look at the way the shape of that. It kind of looks like the bow.
I think there's been some speculation about that.
They put the name on the
in
front
the
of the
chat.
bow?
Maybe that's the bow.
Oh, the bow of
No,
the ship is
That
folded back.
looks like the bow of the ship
Right.
had. There were reports that it had, after it separated, when the Vulcan people found it in 15, that the bow had obviously separated after sinking and had come to rest on the ship's after deck, and that's what it looks like.
Wow. Okay, I can try and get a better view of that. Is Jonathan around? Is he in the...
He
we
is
got to do
not.
something about these lights.
Yeah, there's a suggestion in the chat to lower the black level.
Do you know how to do that?
Let's see.
Somebody needs to maybe get Dave.
Yeah, it
Okay.
might be worth getting.
All right, why don't I
Yeah, this is not great video.
okay,
Yeah.
I'll
I can radio him.
can you raise him?
Yeah, I'll radio him.
Okay. Yeah, so we think that's the bow, the section of the bow.
I'll swoop around here.
Certainly
Maybe
looks
that's
that
why
way.
maybe that's why the anchor chain's there.
Yeah.
I can change
Pull up your picture of the ship again.
Yeah.
I can change some of the black levels, but it kind of just makes it
That's
a little
okay.
bit more.
Well, we can wait for Dave too,
Okay.
if you feel more comfortable with that.
Yeah, great.
Look at the shape.
Yeah, no, I think
Can we
that
see
does look
the
very much like the
anchor?
bow.
Yeah, and yeah, this is not good.
Can we see the anchor?
I can try to follow this chain.
So the comment here is that that bow section weighs
Can
as
you
much
iris
as
up,
500
Tess?
tons.
Yeah, you're starting to pull me off.
You're pulling me off, I think. I think the ship is drifting.
Yeah. I can come down if you want.
I'm gonna back out here. Yep, yeah.
Okay. Delta of 10.
This is awful.
I'm
Okay. Were you able to raise him, Tess?
He hasn't responded, but he typically doesn't respond, so he doesn't wake up his roommate. So I think we should wait a minute and see if he comes up here, and if not, I can radio him again.
Let's do it again. Let's get him up here quick. I don't want to waste too much time.
Okay.
If you can give it to me if you want, I'll talk to him.
I'm happy to, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, the squelch. Here. Not those two. These two. That one right there.
I can go down and get him if he doesn't come up in the next 30 seconds. Okay, I'll go try to intercept him.
He just washes it out. Yeah. 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 I'm still pretty far off from you. Just as a yeah.
So for all of our viewers who are tuning in, we are diving on the USS Astoria here in Guadalcanal in the Solomon Islands, and we are just reapproaching the wreck. We're conducting a comprehensive video survey, attempting to circumnavigate the entire wreck. We started from the stern of the ship and moved up the starboard side before we encountered a bit of a cable. So we backed off the wreck, came back to the stern, and are making our way up the port side of the wreck. Feel free to send in any questions that you have. We've got a great team on watch, ready to answer all of your questions. And hello to Jamie. Thanks for watching. Ooh, snack time.
Yeah. I was gonna say we're stretched out and stuff, so.
What flavor is
Okay. Yeah. Hey, look, there you are. Can actually see you. Starting to get some slack. He doesn't have his ears on yet.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Ben,
Sir.
Morning.
Hey, Dave.
What's going on?
Okay, so we got some. The video is just really washed out. The colors are not, and it's unclear whether it's this lighting change we've done, or if it's settings that we need to tweak. Maybe there's some special settings. I don't know. You can see here I'm about I don't know, maybe 3 meters off now.
Let's
So it's just, you see, just like it's not what it was before.
let's get to a spot where you can bring the arm out and let's look at the white balance.
I can barely hear you. Say again?
I'm talking on SPL.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get to a point where you're comfortable and get the arm out and let's look at the white balance.
Okay. So that's the other thing, like I have to, yeah. The arm is completely in shadow when we do our white balance. So I've had to move a light on it, and that may be throwing it off as well, because the arm.
I white balanced before we left, and everything came out fine. So let's bring the arm out into the pool of light.
Okay, let me make sure we're stable.
Yeah.
And Jake, let's. You're okay there whenever you finish that move, and then I'll lead the ship, so you can trail me once I get going on the survey, just in case we run into any more lines like that. All right.
Okay, let me explain what's going on here. We started our traverse up the port side for imagery of the Astoria, but not happy with the lighting situation, so we brought in our senior video engineer.
Okay, Dave, what do you need from me here?
And he's going to try to
bring
adjust
the arm
the
out
lighting
into the pool of light.
so that the imagery isn't as blue and washed
You have
out.
to turn on the porch lights, then turn on the porch lights.
Lights are coming on.
I'll do the best I can here. Okay, there we go.
So, yeah, bring it around, center it.
Right there?
Bring it around, center it in the
I
frame.
have to move the camera to center it.
Pan or tilt.
Well, I guess as we're waiting, we've seen all this remarkable damage to the vessel. We also should remember that 216 sailors lost their lives in this vessel.
So I'm going to say that the lights are now repositioned to the point where the porch lights don't.
We certainly
Aren't
want
porch
to honor
lights
their
anymore?
memory.
Say again, Dave?
Are the porch lights not porch
I can
lights?
barely hear you.
I'm talking on SPL. Is that okay? Do you not normally?
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, I get out of the light, see, if I do that, and I can't, that's all lights on right now, so it's all in the shadow. They've moved all that out. The camera's almost all the way up. Let me, hold on. The other thing I can do is, so I have the camera lights, or the arm lights here. I can try and rotate these around again. Yeah? Okay. So that's the instant I can get light. So that's as far right as I can go with the I don't know what to say. Jeez.
Is the camera sled all the way in? You want me to check that? It might give you a little bit. Yeah.
Those are the catapult. Yeah. Looks like that one's tilted over. But everything else is kind of smashed here. Yeah. I've never seen that before. Far more growth on this wreck.
So again, just an explanation of what's going on here. We are trying to get color balance on the video to sharpen up the video, make it less washed out. So we've got our senior video engineer up here, and so we're holding up on the survey until this is sorted out.
Yeah, it looks like a shell casing. They seem to be littered all over
Yeah,
this wreck.
yeah, so it looks like a shell casing sitting on the deck there. It does look better. Yeah, well, it's certainly improved. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay, and we have a request as we're moving down to take a closer look at the prop guard.
For the red book, do you want me to put in, need to bring light in closer to the ROV? Okay. Yep, yep.
Okay, so here's turret three again. Yeah, I think we have improved things. And there's the prop guard. If you see the prop guard there.
There's a request to zoom in on that if we can.
Yeah.
It's this lower part down off
yeah,
over
so
here.
as you come down, if you just come down.
That cage.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go, Mr. Womack. There's the prop guard. What more do you want to see from that?
So, I see. Yeah. So the white patch above it is the hull number. Yeah, above, right above the prop guard. Up. Oh yeah, the beginning of this white paint. Yeah, I think that's the thought that represents the hull number, or part of it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think that's a lot better in terms of lighting.
Yeah. Have we explained what the prop guard is at all there, here, Frank?
It's just something to, if you were streaming something over the side, you wanted to, you're right over the prop, so wanted something to kind of protect yourself and the prop, so you wouldn't get tangled.
Okay, so yeah, so Frank, you thought that was 3 blades. It looks like 3 blades, I think.
Yeah.
On there.
You can kind of see the shaft in the mud line to the strut to the hull.
It's hard to get to judge size, but I'm kind of impressed with how small the prop is relative to the size of the vessel.
One thing that strikes me looking at this wreck and the one before, these really were tight designs.
So that's the barbett, is that the?
Yeah, that's turret 3, you can see the barbett structure below it.
I'm learning all these
Looks
new
like
words.
looks like the hull is, or the deck is slightly distorted aft of it, and I guess that's probably from the weight of the bow lying on it. Looks like anchor chain too.
Yeah, and I think there was commented earlier that the anchor is still up in its hawsers at the.
Yeah.
And you could actually, we could. Haw pipe. There we go. Thank you, Jonathan. There we go. So that this is the bow.
There's the bow.
Yeah.
You can kind of see the anchor there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a much better image. Wow, this is incredible.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and the anchor chain coming out the other side. Yeah, yeah. We can see a bit of the shaft there. Man, just remarkable that piece of bow just sits sitting on top of there.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's wild.
Or anything.
Oh, there's the anchor.
So. Yep.
Nope.
Bring the camera
Okay,
down.
starting to stretch out.
He's coming at you.
Excuse me. Wow, look at that damage.
Oh.
It's just terrible. Man.
I wonder what that is on the chain, that white thing.
I think it's just
Noe,
litter.
do you want me to? Noel, excuse me. Do you want me to? Do you want me to keep up with that, or I'm happy if you do it, but.
Here's the bilge keel.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Look
we're
at
back
the-
on track with our video imagery of USS Astoria, sitting at about 850 meters at the bottom of Iron Bottom Sound. We've already imaged the
Starboard side.
Starboard side, and we got about 3/4 of the way, and then there was a cable in our way that was a little intimidating, so we came back around the stern and now coming up the port side, and we'll see if we can finish the circumnavigation. We're just past the place where the bow had settled on top of the aft end, near aft end of the vessel. Really quite remarkable. And
It's starting to tug. Okay, coming in. You're good.
so somebody asks, why is the deep sea so blue underwater? Noel, do you want to answer that one?
I was talking to Taya. Can you ask me the question again?
The question is, why is the deep sea so blue?
Why is the deep sea so blue? Well, it's less blue now that our cameras are adjusted. But yeah.
It has to do with the attenuation of light.
Exactly,
And the
exactly.
different way, if you think about a rainbow, the different wavelengths of light, which represent the different colors, get absorbed differently. And the reds and the yellows get absorbed much more quickly than the blues. And that's the last thing. So you see, as we move closer and closer, you'll start to see the other colors because we're close enough that they're not attenuated. We're not losing that color. But after you back off a little, almost all that's left is the blue color.
And even if you go scuba diving or snorkeling and you dive down a little ways, you can start to notice some of this color attenuation within really not that far from the surface. And it just gets more extreme the deeper you go.
So the question is whether the Nautilus would be coming to the Indian Ocean. I think it's a place we'd eventually love to come to. I think it'll be in the Pacific for the next couple of years, but we're always thinking ahead. If there's good opportunities, we'll try to find new places to explore.
Did that help anything, Taya? Okay.
Another question about what the first vessel we imaged yesterday was, and that was the Vincennes, and that was a sister ship of the Astoria.
Similar.
There are 3 sister ships. They're all heavy cruisers. The Vincennes, the Astoria that we're at now, and the Quincy. And I don't think the Quincy will be our next stop, but it's close by. And again, shows the absolute intensity of the battle that these vessels were sunk so close to each other.
There's another look at the bilge keel there. That's the little flat structure that is like kind of a passive stability system for the ship.
No, I take that back. It will be the Quincy will be our next stop. So an interesting comparison. I think one of the big differences we've noticed already in both of these vessels have clearly suffered immense damage, but the Astoria seems to be much more covered with growth, biological growth, than the Vincennes was, and that may have to do just with the about 150, 160 meter difference in depth. I'll turn to Noel, the biologist, to confirm that.
There's the catapult.
Oh yeah, here's the other catapult post. Is that what you call it? Catapult stanchion?
Pedestal, silo.
Pedestal.
Yeah. I've always heard it called pedestal,
Ped
but
well,
I know
yeah.
others call it silo.
Silo, that's
Some
a
call
yeah.
it mount. So,
And I don't think that's too round to be a shell hole, I assume. I assume that's something that was, well, maybe it could be. It looks on the side like a hit there. Yeah, I agree. It looks like at least 3 hits on the
she took a beating midships, and of course ignited the fire.
Yeah, Ben, I think there is quite an improvement now.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely.
Okay, back to the mud line, and still the bilge keel there, I think.
Looks like there's a crab on the deck there.
Yeah.
Big one.
Yeah.
Half a meter across.
That's a big crab.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of big ones really sticking off some of these guns as well. Maybe we can get a zoom on one of the critters next time we encounter one.
Tess, I'll get it centered up and you can give it a zoom if you want.
Sounds good.
Okay, go for it. There's a laser.
Forcing us to appreciate the biology on this archaeological exploration. Very cool.
Press in here a little.
All right, let's zoom out over there.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Come back down. Oh, zoom out, or yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No problem.
Okay. We gotta get going here.
So, black paint band? Is that a
Boot topping.
Frank, does anyone in your office study these wrecks from an artificial habitat perspective at all? Or do you guys have any work done on that?
Not from an ecology standpoint. One of our concerns is potential leaking fuel. When these ships were lost, they were obviously, carrying fuel, and over the years, some of the wreck sites have been known to leak oil. We're currently working with the folks in Hawaii to prevent one of the salvage sponsons that was attached to the wreck during salvage operations in 1942 is starting to collapse, and there's fear that it might drop onto the wreck and rupture one of the remaining fuel tanks. So we're working to kind of mitigate that. And in the past, the Navy has removed fuel oil from some sunken ships that were posing an environmental hazard. Most notably the oiler Mississinawa and the Prince Eugen.
I thought it was an interesting question about the rust. Well, it's actually, I think it's biological growth here. I thought you might be better to comment on that.
But the answer to your question, though, is no. There's no one who really studies the the life on the ship or the ecology of it.
Yeah, thanks so much for that, Frank.
Sure.
We're getting a lot of new questions in here.
Yeah. As our program grows, though, I do hope that at some point we are in a position that we can do that, because these warships still continue to serve as as we're seeing here, prime example of a home for aquatic sea life.
And there is so much effort to intentionally sink vessels to become artificial reefs.
Yeah, they've been doing that for years.
Right, but so in this case you actually have a much longer, time series than and may be better. It may be better to help understand.
My counterpart Hiroshi can probably talk a little bit more about that end of it, because I know he's done some dives in what was called Truck Lagoon. I think now it's called Chuk, and some of the habitats there.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay, yeah, I'm just... No, you're... Taya wants it.
Starting to come up short.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep. Now we're getting close to where that line was on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Just as an FYI. I was like, eh.
There's a line to our port already again. Oh God, kidding me. Okay, looks like it droops down. Take a look here in a minute.
Yeah, it's kind of in the same, no, well, not quite, but almost at the same position on the vessel.
Yeah. I think we're in better luck than we are the other time, but...
Move 15 meter, bearing 080.
Frank, there's a question maybe for you here. You want to know, maybe not. You want to know how the Navy removes the oil from ships before sinking them. I think they just pump it out and scrub and scrub and scrub and use cleaners and.
Yeah, they will do a slight insertion into the hull and then drain it out
I gotta take a
from
look
the
at this line
tanks
first.
or known fuel tanks.
Yep, there's the line again. And the question is why artificially sink ships? And the reason for that is to create what we call habitat. There are many, many organisms that like something hard to settle on. And so if you're in an area that has no what we call hard substrate, no rocks or things like that, by adding something like a sunken vessel, it'll allow shelter for organisms. It'll allow organisms to settle on it and start growing on it, and that kind of creates an entire ecosystem that then builds on itself, and then you get fish, and it just, yeah, I think it's lots of different approaches, not just ships or...
They also provide dive opportunities for sport divers.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so from the economic standpoint, some local
right.
beach communities like to have them offshore as attractions. Most notably off Pensacola is the former aircraft carrier Oriskany was sunk as and potentially as an artificial reef. And in Mobile, Alabama right now, the former liner United States is being prepared to be sunk as a artificial reef in the Gulf as well.
Oh my, yeah, so, wow. It'd be interesting to try to understand where these lines came from. Oh.
Ship's rigging, probably.
The other end of the, yeah, because it's just at about at the same spot. So it's something that goes over the entire vessel.
That looks like some sort of a clean hole there, not jagged or anything. I wonder.
Where is that?
It looks like there's like a indentation or something right there in the hull. But it's not, I don't know, that's kind of a weird.
This is wide open. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking implosion as well, but I'm not. I don't know. That's.
I don't see anything. You might have something, actually.
You see it up on the right.
Something coming up, but doesn't look overhanging. Yeah.
Okay, this is all that's, this is now the base of gun turret 2, I think.
Yep, here we come up to turret 2. You can see how the deck housing, though, has been completely destroyed under that, though. Look at that. Wow.
A question about whether this vessel can be assessed by divers. No, this is far too deep at 850 meters. Yeah.
I wonder if that line was in the other surveys from previous dives.
Don't know. I went through some of the pictures. I didn't notice it
in any
of the pictures I saw, but I just have a few samples.
And here's the guns from barrels from turret 1 sticking trained to port.
Push it a little more.
Looks like there's some sort of a hole there.
And
in
a
front of
collapse in the deck.
Hey Jacob, could you place a pin on these, on the forward turret, that's turret 1, and that should just be point B, it's in beta. Thank you.
Oh, jelly floating through.
That's an interesting looking one.
Oh.
Fish.
Yeah, that is an indentation in the hull.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that is.
Yeah.
Or what caused that. You know,
Maybe
obviously
when it
answer
landed,
we say implosion,
So,
but I don't know.
there was first a suggestion of a dead fish, but Jonathan suggested a dead fish wouldn't make a dent like that.
Maybe when it landed with the bow gone, it structurally compromised.
Yeah, Mike suggests could be a buckling from striking the seabed. Impact from the bow. Lots of suggestions. This is
Yeah.
an inexact science, clearly. And everybody's...
Look at those sea life on the gun barrels.
Look at that.
Yeah. Ben, if it's possible to find a spot to kind of pause and try to square up the cinema cam on some of these turrets for some imaging, I'd really appreciate it. But
Yes, Larry, you okay with that? Or?
Yeah, that's fine as long as you're comfortable.
Yeah, we
cable comfortable.
We passed the worrisome one.
Okay.
Yeah. So how would you like this composed?
let me see. It looks like
Which one you want? This one or this one or?
Yeah, I think I like this forward turret that's trained.
Yeah. So
I mean,
it's
which camera do you want me to?
On the bottom left screen, it's the bottom right.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to be?
Just a little lower if you could.
Okay.
Thank you.
We've got pretty funky lighting to deal with, but
No.
Interesting comment.
You're familiar.
Pointing out that, like the Vincennes, the turret 1 is trained over the shoulder, which is a sign of desperate fighting. What's that mean, over the shoulder?
It's trained to fire at, or the turret is trained to fire along the port side aft.
Aft, yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
And another question about whether a historian and anthropologist, not limited to archaeology, eligible for Science Ashore program.